I got into a huge fight with my parents. Pissed off, I fired off a text to my best friend, Jake. Come over, let's blow off some steam. His reply came fast. Huh. I barely glanced at it before slamming another beer. What a drag. I call this guy my best friend, but he can't even show up to hear me vent. Some bro he is. Then my phone died. When I powered it back on, I saw his next texts. Yo, what's your favorite scent? Why are you ghosting me? Shower up, I'm coming over. When Jake rolled up to my apartment, I was still buzzed. Dude, you actually came? My 6'2" buddy's face was red as a tomato, ears practically glowing. You told me to come, didn't you? He said. I figured you'd bail since my phone crapped out. I stepped aside to let him in. What's that in your hand? Jake jerked his hand back, hiding something. We're tight, close enough to start roasting each other 2 seconds into hanging out. What are you sneaking? Got some cool gadget you're not sharing? I snatched it when he wasn't looking. Holy crap. This guy acts like a saint, but he's got a bag full of naughty toys. I gave him a look like I just caught him red-handed. My eyes said it all. You're full of surprises, huh? Jake didn't care. He tossed his jacket on the couch and loosened his tie. Beer cans littered the table. He smirked. Drinking to set the vibe? That hit a sore spot, and my frustration boiled over. I gritted my teeth, stumbled over, and threw my arms around him, spilling my guts. Man, you don't even know. My mom was all... Jake's hand slid from my back to my waist, making me squirm. Hey, what's with the hands? Stop groping me. He sighed. Got more to say? Let it out. I chugged another beer, my voice getting louder. What even you think I'm a pain? Parents who don't get me, friends who ditch me. What's the point of this life? Jake and I were college roommates. After graduation, we both moved to the city to chase the dream. Here, you burn cash as fast as you earn it. Years later, we're still broke, work's a grind, leaving no time for dating. My parents have been hounding me to settle down, and my relatives keep throwing shade. Recently, my cousin tied the knot, and mom's doubled down on me moving back home. She says, if I can't make it big, I should come back and build a life, with a side of blind dates she's got lined up. But when I left, I swore I wouldn't return until I'd made it. Now that promise feels like a punchline. Mom doesn't get it. This city's where I poured my whole youth. If I can't make it here, how can I face going back? That night, she brought it up again, and I lost it. We had a blowout fight. I got plastered and just wanted someone to vent to, so I texted Jake, come over and let me vent. But in my drunken haze, I typed, come over, let's hook up. Whatever. We're so close, he'd know what I meant. Didn't expect a big old question mark back. Before I could fix it, my phone died. I left it charging and didn't check again. Who'd have thought he'd actually show? I ignored his confused look, yanked him onto the couch, and ranted for an hour straight. He was fidgety the whole time, not his usual cool, calm self. His hands kept wandering, and I snapped. If you're not listening, quit pawing me. My legs wobbled, and I crashed onto him. The beer hit hard, my body burning up. The sharp smell of alcohol mixed with Jake's clean, crisp scent, hitting me like a wave. Ow, what's that hard thing? Something jabbed me, and it hurt. Jake shut his eyes, face tight like he was holding back a tsunami, his hand gripping my waist, veins popping. The buzz started fading, and I sobered up a bit. Panicking, I bolted upright, only to trip over a beer can rolling on the floor. I lurched forward, and my lips smashed into the corner of his. A salty, metallic taste hit my tongue. I didn't just fall on him, I kissed him. What the hell? I stammered. Sorry, I didn't mean to. He stayed quiet. I braced for him to flip out. We're bros, right? A little kiss is no big deal. I blurted, trying to laugh it off. Jake didn't respond. He just touched my lips gently, shushing me, then pulled up our chat on his phone. That's when I saw his messages. Yo, what's your favorite scent? Why are you ghosting me? Shower up, I'm here. I was floored. So the stuff he brought was for me? I waved my hands like a maniac. Misunderstanding. Total mix-up, man. Jake didn't say a word. He tightened his grip on my waist, took a deep breath, and flipped me under him in a second. He grabbed the bag off the floor. Pick one. Where do we start? His voice was low, eyes dark. I've waited years for this. Backing out now? Too late. But then his gaze softened like a calm pool, and he said gently, just once, cool? Just one time? We're bros, right? Helping each other out's no big deal. It'll feel different. His hand slid lower, his voice like a spell, making my resolve crumble. In that moment, I was swept away. What's the harm? Nothing to lose. I just wanted to melt into him. His kiss landed soft like a summer breeze on my lips. Yeah, he was right. It felt good. I woke up in my bedroom, curled in his arms, too stunned to move. I cursed my clueless self. My bro had been hiding these feelings, and I never noticed. No wonder he was always there, dropping everything when I called. When I got sick, he ditched a work trip to rush me to the doctor. When work sucked, he'd drag me out for drinks or karaoke. If I said I was hungry, he'd hit the store and whip up dinner. Looking at the clothes strewn across the floor, I sighed, another mess to clean. Jake was still out cold. I tiptoed to the shower. Mid-wash, I heard my phone ringing non-stop outside. I wrapped a towel around myself and ran out, seeing a ton of missed calls from Dad. Jake's my rock, my safe space, the guy who's been there through my worst days. I'd always taken his care for granted, calling it bro stuff. Never wondered why, at his age, he was still single. Now I got it. He's been into me. Then a text popped up. Your mom's in the hospital. Come home now. Did I stress her out that bad? Panic hit me. I shook Jake, who just mumbled sleepily. Gotta head home. Something's up. Too drunk to drive, I grabbed a ticket for the earliest train. I changed, snatched my ID, and bolted while Jake was still asleep. Worried he didn't hear me, I texted, going home for a bit, don't worry. I raced to the hospital, false alarm, thank God. The doctor said Mom's diet was a mess, causing stomach issues. An IV drip, and she'd be fine. I exhaled, Mom, what'd you eat? She looked sheepish on the hospital bed. Yesterday, I was so mad I ate 3 ice creams, then hit up hot pot with my girls. Oh, come on. I thought I'd sent her to the ER. Nope, just a food bender with her crew. Dad called me 1,000,000 times and you didn't pick up. Scared me to death. Mom pouted. I told him to do that. Would you have come back otherwise? How long's it been since you visited? Her nagging was too much, so I stayed a few days. She forced me on a blind date, driving me nuts. Meanwhile, Jake's texts kept coming. What's up? Need me? You good? I replied at first, but then he was texting like crazy, every minute. When I was busy and didn't answer, he sent, you dodging me? Was last night that bad? Was I that awful? One more chance? Really avoiding me? Pick up. If I catch you, you're toast. Don't like moaning, I'll make you scream. Ugh, he's threatening me. Annoyed, I stopped replying. Mom poked her head in, that girl's cute, go meet her. Mom, I've said it 100 times. She shoved a photo in my face. Just once. If it's not a match, I won't push. Love who you want. Even a guy's fine, as long as you've got someone for the long haul. I raised an eyebrow. Was she serious? For real? She nodded, and when I hesitated, she pushed me out the door. Bang! It slammed shut. Her voice echoed, I sent the address. Like she thought I'd bail. The cafe was near home. The girl was pretty, but not my vibe. No spark. Be honest to avoid drama. I explained why I was there. She was chill. Turns out, she liked someone else, but got dragged into this by her family. Knowing she wasn't into me, I relaxed. We clicked, chatting like old friends. I didn't notice someone behind me. Mid-talk, her eyes widened, looking over my shoulder. I turned and met Jake's dark, intense stare. I froze, forcing a weak grin. I'm screwed. He tracked me down. Jake's face was stormy, fists clenched, knuckles popping. The vibe was so heavy I couldn't speak. He growled, you came home for a blind date? I mumbled, I shot the girl a desperate look for help. She just went, ooh, smirked, and left. I'm done. Totally done. An unfamiliar bedroom, but familiar stuff. Jake sat there, eyes heavy, voice ice cold. Letting you run was my bad. I backed up. What are you gonna do? He didn't answer, just unbuttoned his shirt slowly, calm but scary. I panicked. Chill, man. Mercy. He looked up, eyes not angry but hurt. All these years, you never saw why I stuck by you? I froze, speechless. Jake stepped closer, pulling me into a soft hug. Can we try? He whispered. Not bros, but boyfriends. I stood quiet for ages. Finally, I nodded slightly. His earlier words echoed, besides me, don't even think about anyone else. He hugged me tight, voice content. I played the best friend for years, thinking I was slick. But you got me to go all in. Doesn't matter. For you, I'd give it all. I slept till noon, head foggy, barely processing his words. I nodded absently like I'd heard him. My phone rang, jolting me awake. I picked up and Mom's voice blasted. Dylan, what kind of blind date was that? You didn't come home all night. This how we raised you. You're getting cocky, huh? Her voice was like a bomb, killing my grogginess. Crap, I forgot to tell them yesterday. The thought of facing their wrath alone made me want to disappear. Fuming, I nudged Jake, still snoozing beside me. He didn't budge, just tightened his arm around my waist, nuzzling my shoulder like a lazy puppy. Eyes closed, he mumbled, "Babe, what's up? Last night not enough? Want to go again?" Damn it! His soft whisper went straight through the phone. Mom's yell exploded. "Dylan, who's that? 30 minutes. Get home, or don't call me Mom. Bring that guy too, I want to know what's going on." She hung up, leaving an angry buzz. I stared at my phone, then at Jake, silently raging. I smacked his butt. "Up! Mom's summoning us." Jake blinked awake, confused. "What, we in a royal drama now?" I glared, pinching his nose. "Yeah, and you're the court jester." Dragged home, Jake was clueless. I stood at the stairs, bracing for every worst-case scenario. Mom's face would be murderous, ready to tear me apart. Jake's innocent here. Without my go-ahead, he wouldn't have acted. I'd take the heat. I reached for my keys, but the door flew open. I shoved Jake forward and dropped to my knees. "Mom, he started it. Don't yell at me. Yell at him." Jake stared, shocked. I'd sworn downstairs to have his back. But facing Mom's fury for 10 seconds, I folded. Jake's lips twitched. "Hi, Mrs. Wilson. I'm Jake. I screamed internally. "Don't say it. We agreed. Just best bros." But he smirked at me. "Dylan's boyfriend." I was stunned. Jake going rogue. I yanked him down to kneel, hissing, "Keep it down. Why are you flexing?" Then when Mom heard Jake, her face lit up like a sunny day. "You're Jake? No need to be shy. Come in." She ignored me, rushing to help him up. In this house, I'm a ghost. "Jake, thanks for looking out for Dylan. You've had it tough. He's always talking about you, finally meeting the legend. Handsome too." Jake looked shy, glancing at me still kneeling. "Mrs. Wilson, he's..." Mom cut in, eyeing me. "No worries, he just loves kneeling." Me. Now I know where I got my flip-flopping from. Jake walked in and the vibe shifted. My parents treated him like a VIP. Mom pulled out a spread. "Okay, a $40 takeout feast. Dylan, stop kneeling. Grab the food." After chit-chat, Mom got serious. "You said you're Dylan's boyfriend. What's that mean?" Jake put down his fork, sitting tall. "Mrs. Wilson, I love Dylan." My parents' faces were a movie. Shock, twitching lips, processing slowly. Mom's smile faded, worry creeping in. "Jake, love's no joke." Under the table, I pinched his thigh hard enough to bruise. He didn't flinch, eyes locked, steady. I got heated, voice rising. "If I say I want to be with him, it's not a game. I've thought it through." Dad, behind Mom, snuck me a thumbs up. Jake's look, surprise and joy. I'd never given him a real answer before. He'd been insecure. He'd poured all his courage into today to show his love and how serious he was. Mom was so mad she pointed at me, started to speak, then stopped. Dad stepped in, fake scolding to save me. "Out! Don't come back till you figure it out." I grabbed Jake's hand and ran. He bowed deeply to my parents, all sincerity and guilt. "Wait." Mom called me back. I thought she'd softened. "Clean the table first." My half-smile crashed. Jake took it seriously, wiping the table 3 times, not letting me help. He hauled the trash in one hand, holding mine with the other, dragging me out. Before we left, he apologized again. Downstairs, I shook him off. "Happy now? Satisfied?" Jake tossed the trash, then scooped me up by the knees, grinning like he'd hit the jackpot. "You said you want to be with me. For real?" 2 dudes hugging in public? Not subtle. I glanced around, hissing, "Put me down. Say it's real, and I will." I grabbed his ear. "What's your deal? Love him and leave him? No way. I'll treat you right forever. Chill, I've got this." I'd never seen Jake this pumped. Like a big puppy, he held me tight, spinning me, beaming. His warm eyes held my reflection and the glowing sunset behind us. Like the flush on his cheeks, shy, soft, magnetic. If time could freeze here, no stairs to worry about, no need to justify who we are, how perfect would that be? I drifted back to that summer 10 years ago. Jake and I had just met, not yet tight enough to joke like now. That year, the world was a mess. Who'd think in the 21st century, wars still raged? People fled homes, lost families, survived in chaos, bombs everywhere, lives thin as paper. Not that they didn't want to live, they couldn't. Jake and I were lucky, living in peaceful America. Not a peaceful time, but a peaceful place. A country rooted in education. What's education for? I think it's simple. Learn from the past, understand the world. Know right from wrong, hold on to what's just. That night, I stayed up, writing a 1,000-word plea for peace, posting it online. My voice was small, barely a whisper, but if everyone cared, our light could shine bright. Jake was the first to share it. No words, just quiet support. We never planned it, but our hearts aligned. Being friends with someone this kind can't be wrong, and that right lasted a decade. Even after all these years, this was Jake's first time in my city. He wanted to know me, everything about me, so I took him everywhere. Best eats, fun spots, killer views. Like a couple in love, holding hands, strolling the streets, no hiding, no fear. If I ignored Dad's constant calls, those days were pure joy. But in that calm moment, Jake let go of my hand. Answer it. You're not cutting off your family for me, right? That's Jake, one line, and I'm speechless. Days later, I wasn't sure if my parents were still mad. I didn't want him hearing their harsh words, and I didn't want to lose this love we fought for. I'm scared they'll make me choose between you and them. I can't lose either. I spilled my fears. Jake just smiled, ruffling my hair. Even if we're apart for a bit, it's okay. As long as we're in each other's hearts, that's enough. If I can't win your family over, that's on me. But I'll try. One day, they'll see me. His warmth melted me, and I answered the phone. Dad's voice was low, scolding, "Didn't I say keep it chill?" Holding hands is one thing, but getting photographed and sent to your mom? She's furious. Get home. Mom's voice roared. What are you two whispering about? Tell him to get here now. Her anger was worse than the blind date drama. I didn't let Jake come. He insisted, but Mom shut him out at the door. She stared at me. You sure about him? Just mad about the blind date? That was just an excuse. Jake's fearless love made me certain, even if the world judged, I'd hold his hand. I nodded, like he did, telling them, I'm his boyfriend. Mom's voice cracked. Even if it's tough, no regrets? I said firmly, Mom, hardship's just people's noise. If I don't care, nothing stops me. She saw I wouldn't budge and sighed. Then she pulled out a thin medical file from under the table. Dad, grim-faced, said when Mom was in the hospital, she got a full checkup. Results came back a while ago. We forgot to grab them. Yesterday, the hospital called. He stopped. My gut twisted. Their faces screamed bad news. I snatched the file, light but heavy with a life's weight. Cirrhosis stage 2. It's treatable, but it'll cost a fortune. Mom touched Dad's hand gently. Dad broke down, sobbing like a kid. I gripped the paper, rereading it, chest tight, hands shaking. Mom looked up, eyes sad but steady. You sure? With a mom like me needing pricey treatment, a burden. You think he'll stick around? One question choked me silent. I wavered, unsure if Jake would share this load. I couldn't choose for him. As I struggled, the rustling outside stopped. Our walls are thin. He heard everything. My heart sank. Love, so fragile. But then, loud knocks shook me. Jake's voice shouted, I'm in. No matter what, I'm with you. Don't be scared. A spark lit up in me. Mom smiled, content. Dad wiped his tears, calm again, and opened the door. Jake stood by me, unfazed by Mom's stare. Confused, I whispered, what's happening? Mom said softly, he passed. I looked at her, then Dad. He threw up his hands. Not my idea. Your mom made me. I'd be on the couch if I didn't. My eyes landed on Mom. I remembered her faking sickness to trick me into that blind date. Now, a fake diagnosis and forged file to test us. Fury hit me. I threw the file down. How could you joke about your health? Don't you know how scared I was? Mom froze, mumbling apologies. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. My words stuck in my throat. Jake patted my shoulder, seeing my distress. I grabbed his hand, storming out. I'm sorry. My family's a mess. Jake held my hand, eyes earnest. It's not a mess to me. All parents worry about their kids, want to keep them safe. You know, my mom joined Doctors Without Borders after I was born. She died in an accident overseas. My dad picked business over family, missing my big moments. I used to hate them. Why have me just to leave? But growing up, I saw Mom did something incredible. I'm proud of her. Dad worked hard for my future. So I can't judge them. That's why I envy you, parents who care. I remembered graduation. Everyone's parents were there. Dad showed up with flowers right on time. Mom sent a video full of love. Jake stood alone in the crowded quad, his eyes heart-wrenchingly sad. I pushed through to him. Big day, why so down? I shoved my flowers into his arms. Come on, take pics with me. Ignoring his shock, I dragged him to my family photos. That picture stayed his phone wallpaper for years. We'd opened up before, but this was the first time he spilled so much about his parents. I didn't know how to comfort him, so I hugged him, patting his back. Jake held me tighter, like he wanted to fuse with me. It's okay, I let it go long ago. Silence settled. Then he said, so don't stay mad at your family. That's Jake, always easing my anger. Jake brought me home. He became the glue fixing my family drama. Mom's attitude toward him flipped completely. While she ordered food and chatted with him, Dad pulled me aside. "How's my acting? Oscar-worthy, right?" He rubbed his arm. "Your mom pinched me hard. Those tears were real." I glared but gave a thumbs up. His crying freaked me out. "No more, please. My heart can't handle it." Dad waved it off. "No way. That kind of lying's bad news. I'll straighten your mom out." Right after his big talk, Mom yelled, "Honey, grab the food." Dad grinned and bolted like it was a mission. Me. Dinner felt like old times, but Jake took charge. "Mrs. Wilson, I won't let Dylan down. I'll work harder, give him a good life." Mom's face changed. She slammed her fork down. Jake froze, thinking he'd messed up. "No, Mrs. Wilson, call me Mom," Dad muttered. "I'm not that easy." No one cared. Mom asked Jake, "Your dad's in what business?" Jake said, "Hotels. International 5-star chain. Branches nationwide." Dad dropped his fork. "The Parker Group?" Jake nodded. Dad stammered, then yelled, "Call me Dad." I was just as shocked. The guy I'm with, warming my hands at night, is a freaking heir. He never said a word, even begged to crash at my place when he couldn't pay rent. I got played. By a honey trap. Jake took me back to our place, where we first got close. While I was gone, he stayed, playing the perfect partner. After work, he'd buy groceries, cook carefully. When the food went cold, knowing I wasn't coming, he'd eat alone. Bummed. Then he'd clean every inch of the place, just to make sure I'd come back to a warm, cozy home. I tapped the spotless glass door. "What, my new maid?" "No cash to pay you." Jake wrapped his arms around my waist, chin on my shoulder, staring at our reflection. "Pay with something else." My legs wobbled. He chuckled, holding me tighter. "I'll let you off today." The stars outside sparked hazy thoughts. I remembered standing alone, looking up at countless lit windows, imagining warm dinners, laughter, happiness, then my dark, quiet, lonely apartment. I felt lost. Life's not always about big meaning. We just want one light shining for us. I realized why my family pushed marriage. Not tradition or legacy, but so when you're down, someone's there to lift you up. What matters are the people we meet. Most pass by, few stay. Only one's fated to walk with you to the end. Love keeps us going, and love doesn't care about gender. Jake's been my rock forever. He lit my lamp. Here's hoping you find yours.